Today we're going to be starting looking at Chapter 5 and the first section of notes in Chapter 5. But before we do that, we need to review graphing linear equations. In order to graph a linear equation, we want to put it in what we called slope-intercept form so that we could identify the slope and the y-intercept just by looking at them. Our slope is the number in front of x, but the slope doesn't have the x with it, right? And our b value is our constant, the number that doesn't have a variable, okay, the number without an x. So how do we go about graphing a line in slope-intercept form? Right? The first step is to plot the y-intercept, our b value. So when I look at this equation, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to circle my b value. Right? And then I'm going to put a point at -4 on my graph. Step 2 is to plot additional points using the slope. So my slope is 2. Remember, whenever our slope was a whole number, we could put it over 1 to make it into a fraction, so it has a rise over a run. Right? That means I go up 2 over 1, or to the right 1. So up 2 to the right 1, up 2 to the right 1, up 2 to the right 1, and I put more points. I put as many points as I can fit. When we get into inequalities, it's going to be important that we go all the way across the graph. And the third step is just to connect those points to make a straight line. Okay, my line not so straight, but you get the idea. Right? Connect those points to make a straight line. In order to make a line, we want to make sure we don't forget arrows at the end. Otherwise, in geometry, you're going to learn if you forget the arrows, it's not actually called a line, it's called a line segment. Right? So the arrows tell us that we actually graphed a line. It continues forever in both directions. Right? And I'm going to double check if I put a person on the left side to start, and make sure that since my slope is positive, he should look like he's going uphill, right? Does it look like my person's going uphill? It does. But now, what do we do if the equation we're given isn't in slope-intercept form? Well, our job is just to get y by itself first, and we practiced that even in Chapter 4, right? When we had to find slope, we practiced getting y by itself in equations. So my first step here, if I have a positive 2x and I'm trying to get this y by itself, right, is going to be to move my 2x to the other side. So I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides. That leaves me with 5y equals. Now, in order to write it in slope-intercept form, right, I put the term that has the x first and the one that doesn't have the x second. So I'm going to put the -2x first and then the +10 second. Remember, I can't actually add those together because they're not like terms. Right? Then if I divide everything by 5, I end up with y equals -2/5 x plus 10 divided by 5 is 2. Because we're going to be graphing these, we really want to leave that slope as a fraction. If we can reduce, it's going to be nice to reduce, otherwise we might not be able to count enough squares on the graph, right? But we want to leave it as a fraction, the part with x. So there's my new equation. Now how do I graph that? Right? So now in order to graph that equation, I need to say what my b is. That's what I put on my graph first, right? So I know that my b value is 2. So I'm going to put a point at 2 for my y-intercept on my graph. It's always on that vertical axis that I start. And then my slope, m, is -2/5, which means I go down 2 and then to the right 5. Right? So down 2 to the right 5, or that's the same thing as going up 2 to the left 5. So up 2 to the left 5 puts me over here. Last thing, connect my line as straight as I can make it, arrows at the end. If we were doing this on paper, we'd be able to use a ruler and actually really make that a nice straight line. What if there's more than one letter, right? Oh my goodness, like this looks scary, right? Well, my goal is the same. I still want to get y by itself. That means I need to make it so that the y's are on the same side. So my first step for this one is actually going to be to move this positive 3y over to the other side so that I only have one place that has y's. That leaves me with 3x plus 2y equals -2. Then it's the same as the last one, where I can move my x part to the right side by subtracting 3x. If I want it in slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b, I want to make sure I put my -3x first and then the -2. And finally, if I divide everything by 2 to get y by itself, I get that y is -3/2 x minus 2 divided by 2 is 1. So this is the equation I'm going to try to graph. In order to put that on my graph, I need to say what is my slope and what is my y-intercept. But my y-intercept is the place that I start on my graph. So I know that my b value is -1. So I go to my graph on the vertical axis, because that's my y-axis, and I put a point at -1. Right? Then my slope is -3/2. Right? When the negative's in front of a fraction like that, that means it could go with the top number or the bottom number, but not both. There's only one negative sign. Right? So that means I go down 3 and to the right 2. So if I go down 3 to the right 2, or up 3 to the left 2, up 3 to the left 2. And I can put as many points as I can on that graph. And finally, connect them with a straight line, put some arrows at the ends. So now it is time for you to go ahead and try graphing some of your own. The next video shows you how you're actually going to graph those on formative.